Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on DC TV and the Arrowverse in general because, well, we got some more Crisis on Infinite Earths stuff to go over. So, we're only a week away. We're a week away exactly, well, not, I guess exactly would be, on like, I guess 8/7 Central in a couple of hours from now from when this video goes up. That'll be exactly a week away. But in regards to days, we are a week away. I won't say exactly. We're a week away from the conclusion to Crisis Parts 4 and 5. They will both be on Tuesday, January 14th in America, and I guess Tuesday in most countries. It'll be on Wednesday in Australia. But yeah, we're a week away from that. I know people have been complaining about a lack of promo material, but the thing is that because it is... we know what's happening, like they left on that cliffhanger, they can't really actually show that much because it will spoil it and maybe give away what's going to happen, or at least give maybe too much away in certain aspects of what's happening in those last two parts. So you got to understand that's why they're not showing too much. Now, they did release a poster, which we will go over in a second because there's actually some interesting things to go over from it. But in regards to another trailer, we might get it today because it would mark, as I said, we're a week away, so they might release like another, 20 to 30 second promo with a bit more new footage. If they do that, I'll release a video in the next couple of hours after it comes out, if it does come out, so you might get a double upload today. But I don't know if they are going to release one. We knew a poster was coming, and that's what we got. But they never have said anything about a new trailer or promo or anything, but I guess it's up to the CW whether they release it or not, so I have to wait and see what they do there. But yeah, throughout the video, be sure to let me know your various opinions on this poster and what we go over and just the various discussions we go over. Interested to see what you guys have to say, and of course, if you're going to enjoy the video and you're looking forward to Crisis in a week's time, why not drop a like on the video to show support. So yeah, let's just look at it. Here we go. This is the poster right here. I'll zoom in on certain aspects when relevant. Overall, I think it's a pretty solid poster. It's exactly what I thought we would get. Guggenheim, or Mark Guggenheim, did talk about Oliver sort of being the focus of the poster, and even though he isn't the biggest thing on the poster, he is in the middle. Like when you open the poster, my eye caught Oliver first. I don't know if it was the same for people that saw it online before this video, or even when I showed it up right now, if Oliver was the first thing you saw. But to me it was. Sorry. So in the middle we have Oliver Queen, and he is the Spectre. So that's the Spectre there. Now, a lot of people have been saying he does look like a bit of a crackhead or something like that. Dude that's living on the streets or something like that. To me, I think it looks cool. The thing is that the Spectre, it should be a full body look. He should have, when we look at him, he should be his full body. So you see the cloak on the floor and everything like that. So this isn't the best first look at him, but just from what I can see, I still think he looks cool. But it'll be better when you see the full body when he's standing there. And we know he's going to play a big part as the Spectre, especially at the Battle of the Dawn of Time, which will be in part 4. So I'm looking forward to see what he looks like when he's fully standing up as the Spectre, and then maybe has his powers going on, and everything like that. But from what we see here, I'm pretty happy with it. And I'm sure they'll do some sort of effects to make his his cloak maybe float a bit. I'm interested to see what they do, but from what I can see there, it looks pretty cool. Obviously, the next thing I'm sure a lot of you guys would have seen is the anti-monitor, and I think he looks pretty damn sick in this image. It's sort of like a comparison when you compare it to I'll put it on screen probably right now, comparing the first poster and this poster. They did something similar with the anti-monitor, looking a bit more, the anti-monitor, just the monitor looking a bit more helpful, if you want to say, and then we have the anti-monitor here looking a bit more controlling, almost like he's a puppet master. It's almost like he's a marionette, puppeteer, like he's controlling all these people with the strings, and they even have little bits of lightning coming down that almost look like strings, under both of his hands. So maybe that's the effect they're going for. If that's what they're going for, then it sort of works. He looks like a marionette sort of puppeteer master thing. But I think it looks pretty cool. Obviously it does say over him, their worlds will never be the same, and that's true. Obviously the multiverse was destroyed at the end of part 3. So what happens in parts 4 and 5, and most likely part 5, we're going to form something completely different. Now, it must be said, under him there's an Earth. Now, I guess that big thing is that a new Earth being created, or is that an Earth being destroyed? Because then just behind Oliver and under that other Earth is another Earth. There's 2 Earths there. So is that insinuating that this new reality is going to have 2 Earths? Or is this meant to be something else? I don't know what they're necessarily insinuating there, if they are even insinuating anything at all. But that's the big question when we go into, as I said, most likely part 5, is what's the new reality? Do we have just 1 Earth, or is there a new multiverse form with maybe 10 Earths or something like that, or 5 Earths or 4 Earths or something like that? That's the big question. We don't know exactly. We know some spoilers in regards to what's happening, but we don't know exactly what's happening. So we'll be interested to see what they do there, but we'll learn that in part 5 most likely. I'd be surprised if we learn in part 4, unless it's like a cliffhanger leading into part 5, which I don't think they need to do because parts 4 and 5 are on the same night, so there's no need to do a cliffhanger, I think. But if we scroll through the characters, like obviously we have the titular characters at the front, so we have Sarah Lance, The Flash, Supergirl, Batwoman, Black Lightning, and of course Oliver Queen, or I guess now the Spectre. Well, I guess you can't really say Black Lightning because he didn't get his own episode, but I guess like the heroes that have their own shows. That's what I mean. They're all at the front. And in regards to the background, a lot of the characters you're seeing in the background there are characters that will have a big role in these last couple of episodes, but also characters that weren't featured in the first poster. The only ones that were on the first poster that are on this poster are Lex Luthor, John Jones, and Heatwave. Now, Heatwave, or Rory, sorry. Now, obviously with Lex Luthor and John Jones, they are there because they're Paragons, so they had to be there. But with Heatwave, you could argue, okay, well, why is he there? Because he didn't have a massive role in the opening parts, and then I think he was only really in part 2, and then I guess a bit of part 3, I think. And then he's probably won't be in part 4 and is just in part 5. But from what it seems like he will be, along with some other characters, not a big focal point, but he will have like some sort of focus in regards to being introduced into this new reality that we're introduced to, most likely in part 5. So I think that's mainly why he's there, because I don't think he's in like the big fight at the end or anything like that, like some of the other people in the background are. So I'm interested to see what they do with Heatwave and why they felt he needed to be on the poster compared to maybe another character like maybe the Dinah Lance Black Canary or something like that. But obviously in the background we have Wild Dog, Alex Danvers, Dreamer, John Diggle, Killer Frost, Nash Wells. That's an important thing to say, point out there as well. That's Nash in the background. So does he come back just as Nash and doesn't have any recollection of being Pariah? Because Nash became Pariah, so that's a big change there, I guess. And then, of course, we have Ryan Choi, another Paragon, and then the Atom. So, obviously, the Brandon Routh was in the last poster, but he was, the Kingdom Come Superman. So, on this poster, he's the Atom, and he will play a role in the last part, at least, as Ray Palmer or the Atom. But in regards to these final 2 parts, it is going to be interesting to see how they wrap it up, and also set up what's to come forward, because part 4 is just going to be this big battle against the Anti-Monitor that will most likely lead into the creation of the new reality, which will be heavily revolved around Oliver Queen's Spectre, or the Spectre. But then part 5 should almost be like part ending, part is like an epilogue, the bit at the end, like almost like an extra sort of chapter just to lead into everything that's going to go on in the future. It is going to be interesting to see how they handle it and whether it's clean or whether they're going to rely on the individual shows that come in the weeks afterwards to sort of explain it a bit themselves as well. Because, with I think shows like Flash and Legends, and I guess Arrow was mainly just Flash and Legends, it won't really matter too much, I don't think, even though it has been said that Barry's meant to do something in these in one of the last 2 parts. It sort of has a big thing, a big effect on not only Crisis but also his season 6. But I think with Legends and Flash, it shouldn't be too much of a difference going into their back halves. But with the other shows, even with Batwoman, just because it's just new as well. But with like Supergirl and Black Lightning, they're going to be on new Earths most likely, and most likely merged with Earth 1, or at least this new Earth in general. So I think they're going to rely a lot on the individual shows cleaning it up a bit, or at least explaining it a bit more further. But I think part 5 will at least have maybe 10 minutes of maybe just like this new Earth, and maybe all these heroes interacting with each other, and maybe us learning a bit more of the history of the Arrowverse, or at least maybe how certain events happen and everything like that, and also setting up the Arrowverse for the future as well. I'm excited to see what they do, because it could be messy, but I don't think it will be messy. I think they're going to give part 5 a decent amount of time to sort of just make sure everyone knows what's going on and it isn't too confusing. At least you will know where every character is based, whether it's on the same Earth or on a different Earth, and everything like that, and also the fate of certain characters as well. So I'm sure they'll do a decent job with that. I think, I can't see them stuffing it up, because I think part 4 will be that big battle. Part 5 will have a battle as well, but then it'll be like not as big as the part 4 one. So it should be sweet. I'm not too worried. I'm just a bit worried. or a bit hesitant as to what's going to happen. But I'm excited to see what happens nonetheless. And this poster gets me excited. As I said, if they do drop a new trailer in the next couple of hours after this poster comes out, or after this video comes out, might I say, I'll try and do a video on it, or I'll try and get it out as fast as possible, might I say. But yeah, I'm excited. Only 1 week away. But yeah, guys, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below your various opinions on what we went over. What do you think of the poster? Do you have any theories heading into the final parts that, 1 week away? And yeah, if I missed anything out from the poster, let me know. I don't think I did. I think I picked out everything. But yeah, if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe, and I'll catch you guys later. Goodbye.